G'day guys, it's time for another project or job that I've been putting off for about 6 months. Got to lift some cupboard doors up in our kitchen because we got a new fridge around Christmas time last year, and the bottom of the cupboard doors rubs on the right on the top of the fridge where the hinge is. It's zero clearance pretty much. So what I want to do is undo the cupboard doors because I've maxed out the adjustment on them, and it's rubbing, and I can't lift them up anymore. So what I want to do is take off the cupboard doors, unscrew them from leave the hinge on the door and unscrew them from the actual cupboard, and fill in the holes with the dowel. Just going to drill a 6mm hole in the existing screw hole with a bit of glue. Oh, that's one thing I do need, it's the glue. And probably just use wood glue, would be fine for that. Use a bit of wood glue. Fill in the existing, drill out the screw hole because it's only got to go up about 15mm. So drilling the new screw hole is going to be very close to the existing one, and I don't want it to collapse, the new screw to collapse into where the old screw used to be. So yeah, I'm just going to drill each one out, bung in a bit of this dowel to get it back to nice. I'll probably leave it then at that stage for overnight and let the glue go off, and then come back the next day and just measure up literally 15mm. I reckon that's all that's got to go up. When we go in the kitchen you get a bit of a better view at it, but lift them up 15mm, probably taping a pen just to mark it where I need to be. That way you don't leave any marks on the cupboard. But I mean, the hinge is going to cover it anyway. Glue for the dowel. Drill with a 6mm drill bit to force that in. Probably need a hammer. Just a little one will do to bung that in. I was going to use that, but after it's a little bit too powerful, that thing, and it's hard to control the speed on it. And it's not adjustable. It's just full beans. And when I was doing the washing machine, hanging the washing machine up, that actually snapped a 6mm bolt. So I might use it to take it out, maybe to put them in, but then I've got a screwdriver just to give it the final torque on it. A couple of odds and ends, and I'll just pick this up from Bunnings today, just to cut the dowel off, and it's pretty nice. Never seen one like that before. I've seen those Japanese saws, but I don't think even they're that flexible. This is quite thin, and it's actually got to press that button, and looks like you can buy new blades from. So that's pretty cool. You don't have to buy the whole thing. They're about $24, I think they were, from my Bunnings. How do you get that back in? There you go. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Cool little thing. So I think that's all we'll need. I'll chuck them in the toolbox and we'll go and get started on that. Okay, so this is what I was talking about with the cupboards. So you can see they're not too. It's like you could no, not really actually. You can't even get your finger under that to open the cupboard because we don't have any handles. So the only way I can do it is like to go there. You can see it's kind of clearing it there, but then it hits that hinge. It's rubbing on the hinge there. So what I'm going to do, I'll try to show you on this one. It's a bit easier, or this one. So you can see I've maxed out. I've loosened them off, and I've maxed out the hinge as far as it will go up. So I'm thinking undo them and the top ones. Bung some dowel in there with a bit of wood glue, and then I'll probably let it dry until tomorrow. So it's going to be a pretty quick one today. It's just literally fill in the holes, let it dry till tomorrow, and then tomorrow's going to be a rainy day. So I'm kind of doing this job in between varnishing that barrel out in the shed. So yeah, tomorrow's probably a good indoor day. So I'll knock this project over tomorrow, I'd say. But yeah, you can see it doesn't really have to go up too much, and I don't want to not fill in the holes, and then it's this screw, when you screw it back in, is going to fall into the old hole, and they're just going to be all wobbly, and then I'm going to have to do it anyway. So I thought I'd just do it properly from the start. So let's whip them off. I'll chuck the camera up on the tripod, we'll rip them off, and put some dowel in. Alright, that was pretty easy. The only thing is, I've just noticed, they've got these, they're not threaded because they're just self-tapping screws that came out. So, yeah, cool. Alright, I'm going to have to drill them out. Hopefully no more than 6mm because that's the size dowel I got. So they're going to have to come out. Should be right. I'll just cut them and then drill them out and they'll come out, I think. We'll see how that goes anyway. Okay, that's all done. So yeah, it's just like a little threaded, I don't know if it was threaded, it was just a bit of plastic rather than these screws going into wood and probably ripping out. So I might have to zip up to Bunnings tomorrow after I do the dowel. While it's raining tomorrow, I may even go today, so there we go. I went Saturday and Sunday, so I might give them a break today and go maybe tomorrow. So they're all done, they're all ripped out. So now I'm just going to grab some dowel, some glue, knock them in, trim them flush, and then we're all sweet. And then we'll just re-drill the holes. I measured it, 10mm, the cupboard, if you come down here, I measured it just here, the cupboard door hangs down 9mm from that base, come down 9, and that's where the cupboard is now, and that's what's scraping. So if I lift it 10, you're gonna see this edge here, which is okay, but I don't think it needs to go that high. So I'm gonna try for 7, see how good I am, and we'll go from there. And so I'm just gonna I'm gonna remark these. I'll probably remark these 10mm up because these were maxed out on the thing, on the hinge. So reset the hinges back down and then go up 10-15mm, and then you still got a bit of play. You still got a fair bit. Let's have a look. It'd be one of these. Oh, that's in and out. Probably shouldn't play that one. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing. I haven't played with these hinges too much. There's another bit. Yeah, I don't know what that does. Oh, there she goes. She's off now. But you still, so you got. I had them maxed out right down there. So you got 10mm to play, either 5mm up, 5mm down by the looks of it. Yep. Yeah, you got, that's 10mm overall, 5mm in the middle. So I needed 7, so I'll probably do 10, 11mm for the new holes, higher than the original holes, and then that way I can come down or up if I need to. Yeah, but we'll have to go and get some more of whatever these were that were in the hole. I'll have to go to Bunnings and maybe save one and bring it with me and see if we can get the same thing. But yeah, I'll just do the dowel and the glue for the moment, and then it's going to be drying up for a day, so no rush getting all that kind of stuff. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Nice and flush. That saw's pretty cool. That flexi saw. I'll give you another look at it, but yeah, right. That was the first one I did, so I was just getting used to the saw, but yeah, you won't see it. It's all good. So they're all back to solid wood, glued in. Give them overnight to go nice and hard, and then we'll start drilling holes next to them. But yeah, this thing worked out. That's probably my new tool of the month. That thing, that's really cool. If you're into doing things like that, it's like yeah, if you know who Rolf Harris is, yeah, or was, and yeah, it's probably what he was playing with. So yeah, I'll have to pack everything up. It's a bit of a shame. So I had all my tools spread out everywhere, so I'm gonna have to pack everything up. We're gonna have to use the kitchen tonight, and then get it all out again tomorrow. But all good. I used I think it was a 5.5. Yeah, that's the one missing. So 5.5mm drill bit in the drill, and I used 6mm dowel, so it's really tight. Had to knock it in with a hammer. So yeah, that between that kind of friction fit and the glue that's going to be around it and at the end of it, should be fine. And I reckon if we get the bracket. So that's kind of where they used to be. And then they were maxed out to the bottom. So like that. So then I'm gonna go, can you see? So kind of, you can see that notch in the hinge, so that's halfway. So then I had them maxed out like that. So, oh no, sorry, I had them high. I had them as high as I could go, which would have been like that. So now what I want to do is go even higher than that, and then higher again, and then I can come down or up with that adjustment. So I'll have to just figure out if that's what it was. Yeah, I think 10 mil. Sorry, just over 10 mil. So that way I can come back 5. So even 15 mil should be fine to adjust it back down. The 5 mil might be pushing it. So I've got to keep it under 15. That's the main game really, is to keep it under 15. And in that line, I can't go backwards or forwards. It has to be in that line. So I'll have to get my little, I don't know what it's called, little set square thing, and set it up, and then just measure it up and draw a line. And then it has to be along that line where those original dowels are, where the holes used to be, and up 12 mil. Let's call it 12 mil. I think we'll be safe doing that. And yeah, hopefully that works. Otherwise we'll be drilling more holes and using more dowel. I've got plenty left over, heaps of glue, so if it takes another shot to get it right, I don't think it will. I think just 12 mil up should be fine. But yeah, like I said, let these dry overnight and go from there. Yeah, there's not really much else I can do apart from pack up, clean up. Did make too much of a mess. I gave a bit of a vacuum, but it's actually probably cleaner than what it was when we started. But all good. I'll zip over to Bunnings, have a look for these, whatever they're called. I don't even know what they're called. I'm just going to have to go to the cupboard section and see if I can see something similar. Bring a screw with me too, actually, so I get the right size. And try and learn out how these adjustable hinges work. Yeah, and have a bit of a play with these and see how we go. Anyway, we'll see you when I get those bits and pieces that I'm missing, and we'll finish this one off. Just got back from Bunnings, and that's all I could find. They didn't have the same ones as what's in my cupboard, but there, that's them there. That's the size. Where is it? 5 mil wide, so you use a 5 mil drill bit, and they're 12 mil deep, which is the screws I got are about 15, so that's fine. And it looks like it's working pretty good. I've done the first one, so now that's the new gap with the cupboard. No more scrapage. I lifted them up 13 mil, and I could probably go 10 because they are kind of maxed out up the top now. They're the opposite to what they were before. So that's as low as the cupboard will ever go now, which is fine. It's level with that thing. You don't see, if you see that bottom piece of wood there, close that. It's all level with that. So I'll probably just go 10 mil, if that makes sense to me. Let me just run it through. So if I go up 10, yeah, then the hole's gonna be further down. Actually, no, that's gotta go higher more. No, I could probably go 15 mil. Yeah, 15 mil, because that's where it needed to be if I did. No, that's not right, because that's where the hinge must be, and the hole could have come down another 3 mil or so down. So yeah, I'll go 10 mil on the next one, and see how that goes. But that actually still closes. I didn't change the distance that way, so I'm not adjusting. Hopefully I don't have to adjust any of these, just depending on how my drilling goes, if it's level or not. And they're pretty far away. I mean, they're 10 mil away, so they're not anywhere near that existing hole, the original hole. You can actually see it there. That's the bottom of the original hole. It's well away, so I'm not worried about letting that glue dry. No need, we're far enough away from it. Probably didn't even need to fill them in, but it looks a bit better. All right, and that's the finished product. Got the gaps pretty good. That took longer than everything else pretty much. I've just spent almost an hour trying to adjust all the gaps out and get the levels right. You change one thing and something else changes, so but I think that's as good as I can get it. It's a couple mil, so look, Yeah, a couple mil just under that, which is where I wanted it. They're all pretty, that one's a bit dodgy. Yeah, can't really tell. That's cool. And then that one's almost flush, so I think they've just got to come down to that level. So that one's got to come down probably 2 mil, that one a mil or 2 mil, and then keep that one as what I want them all at. So I'll play with them, but probably not. Yeah, I think they're going to stay like that. In the end, so you still can't open it. Oh, you can a little bit, but that's the finished. They all kind of look the same. So you can just see the original hole under the new position for the hinge. And from what I can gather, this back screw makes the rail go that way, and this screw makes them go that way. And to adjust height, you just have to loosen all 4 of them and drop them down. So it's a little bit tricky, but best way I found was to loosen all 3 of them, leave one fairly tight, and then do all your adjustment, and then get another one at the bottom tight. So you've only got 2 tight ones to keep backing off. Get it fairly good, and then lock all 4 of them off. But yeah, I think that's good enough. I mean, they're the cupboards that have been in place for 10 years, and they're not. I've never noticed them. I'm just looking at them now. So that one doesn't even. Oh, there's something stopping that one from closing, but they're all a bit dicky. So don't want to make them too perfect because then it won't match the rest of the house. So I think that's a job done. Looks good from back here. Just got to clean up now, but yeah, that was a good one. Cheers for watching. Catch you next time.